in Wynberg. We were caught in Wynberg, handing out the pamphlets, and from there I think must have followed us, and they caught us in a meeting. And we were locked up in 1976 for 21 days. That was a detention without trial, 21 days. It was in Apartheid South. Being for the first time alone, was nobody was. You don't know what's going to happen to you. Was nothing. That was scary. It was. If you look at it now and thinking back, that really pushed up the resentment even. The resentment built up more. I mean, look what you're doing. It's like we are not doing anything. We're just busy handing out pamphlets to notify, to make people aware, to conscientize people. Look here, this is happening in Soweto. It's happening in the country, and that is where, from there onwards, I had an old camera and I started taking pictures. It wasn't the greatest pictures, it was the worst pictures ever. And as I took, it was given to overseas journalists, like the Expressen newspaper in Sweden, was the British medical journal, British newspapers. It was some Norway, but all the European photographers that came, they gave me, because I couldn't, film, it was like, we were hustling for film. And they would give you a stack of 6 rolls, and if you had 6 rolls and you were, wow, you were on top of the world, it's like, I got 6, and it's like, take the pictures, and they would take the pictures out of the only, sorry. We didn't get a cent for all the pictures that were sent out. And that even didn't bother me, because it was social conscious. It was my it was our responsibility to see that the news get out of the country. I never had any. The only challenge that I had was I didn't have money for paper to print. Money was the big issue. We never had that. We had to. There was a constant hustling. Challenges inside the newsroom, it is strangely, I never had that. I was working for South newspaper, which was far left in the media. And when the South closed in 1995, I was offered a job. I didn't go for interviews, I was offered a job. I was just told to come in to the burger. When the South newspaper closed, they called me in and they just pushed me a paper and I just put an amount on it and said, you start tomorrow. That's it. And I think it was one of my best years in my career. There were a lot. Like meeting Gaddafi. All the photographers just standing outside. Yunus was not. He was not his title. I got pictures of him inside. They stem and it was Lebanese. It's like spit and foam coming out of his mouth, and he was like with his poetry and sitting pictures there. And one guy, Steph, he was the leader of the AWB in Fishhoek. He recognized me. The next minute, I wasn't moonwalking, I was walking in the air. The one grabbed me here and the one grabbed me here, and they lifted me out. Like I was walking in the air, it's like I was still protesting here, but you must see that man's arm is thicker than your legs. He picked me up like this, one here, and they walked me out like that. And I didn't even touch the floor. And as they came out, they dropped me on a pavement like that and they hit me like this. And there was a front page of the Cape Times. They hit me like that. I was like from the pavement. I didn't even touch the pavement. From here, right into the road. I was flying. But I got my pictures. I got my pictures off. the plants on the side. Yeah, no, that was, there was one moment, Willem, that we used to work at the burger, and we were driving on, he was the education reporter, from the burger wheel towards the highway. And as you get to turn to the station, which I just heard gunfire. And I was driving, going to the robot. And all I had to do was turn right, and I heard the gunshots. I jumped out of the car, grabbed my camera bag, ran up the bridge to where they were shooting. And as I was shooting, I just heard the police shooting. It was like, you see, it's like, you see, tick, 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 like the bullets going to the longest hour. When it was all over, I came down, and then I realized the photographer was still sitting in the car. Asked me any newspapers, although any news pictures. Although it was some great news pictures of people burning tires, throwing stones, and police shooting them. A bad day when I would come in and would say, no killings. I was so desensitized that the one day I was like, and that's where I got really scared. The police was standing, and I was waiting for looking through, and the police was aiming. And what went through my head was shoot, 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 shoot. When I came back to the office, I was sitting there and looking at those pictures, and I was like, I think that was when I realized become dehumanized in the sense that is that you are so, I was so used to getting pictures of people getting killed that it was normal. I think it played a big role in what you capture and how you see things. Because of upbringing being poor, colored, lighty, I had more empathy, sympathy with the downtrodden and the poor, and you can see that the reflects into all my images. It is even the picture stories I did was mostly around that, and that played a big role in understanding. That's the reason why I could relate, know where to look and what to look for. I think we used to learn ethics. There's no such thing. There, you captured on film. And the worst part of that time, you couldn't alter. You couldn't change the images. You couldn't. It is what you see, this is what you get. It has weird rules. Today, nothing is all out of the window. It's gone. It's like anybody can take a picture of everything and just post it without realizing, without even checking, is it true or not. Happy to be given the chance to report and to capture the moments. There's certain people that I'm very, very grateful for, and gave me the opportunity, and that is Dr. Guy Berger. He was my editor to the South. It's Boxing Williams, Rashid Syria, Rafik, and then is Van Boyens of the Burger.